Hey there guys, Gutslove here, and oh my god, there's freaking sunlight. Yeah, sorry if I have to kind of change it up this time, and also a serious apologies if you hear bad background stuff, you know, like someone who is vacuuming right now. You maybe hear cars, you maybe hear airplanes. I've been trying to record this in my free time, but sadly these last 2 days were really busy, so this is the only way you're gonna get it. I'm gonna try to remove as much audio as possible, but for now, let's go into the death battle. It's Carnage versus Lucy, and oh boy, I have not yet been spoiled. That's the good thing. These few days I have not been spoiled. I only saw like 2 images, but they're basically part of the fight. I think this is gonna be 2D animated again, if I'm not mistaken. And okay, so a few things. I did read the manga of Elfen Lied or Elfen Lied, depending on how you pronounce it. I think it's Lied. I read it way back when, like not when it first came out, but you know, way afterwards, when I was discovering anime and such. And Lucy and also Niu really interested me. She's a very complicated character because hey, she went through a lot of fucked up shit. To put it bluntly, she went through so much shit, and oh god, you really can't blame her. But at the same time, she does try to be a better person, even though she did not get like the best welcoming committee in a few words. But thanks to just one person showing her kindness after a horrible childhood, it told her that yes, not all of humanity is bad, even though the little voice in her head, which a lot of people may think it could be like the DNA of the Diclonus like embedded in her, like programmed in her. They're like, no, everyone must die. Like that's the third personality I mentioned last time. I'm like, okay, like that's what I remember, and it's really interesting. But I've already talked a little bit too much. I really want my girl to win, but first let's go check through the information. Oh god. If you start hearing like the ice cream man, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna try to remove that from the background. If you still hear it, I am so sorry. My iPod gets really good sound. So let's get on to the death battle. I'm gonna skip through commercials, okay? Oh, this is gonna be so good.
If my ex-wives have taught me anything, it's that there's no real limit to crazy.
Like Carnage, Marvel's dangerously insane psychopath.
Nice.
Or Lucy,
Lucy,
the
my
messed
girl.
up murder lady from Elfen Lied.
Elfen Lied.
Yeah, whatever. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death
Oh, it's 2D animated, yay!
Cletus Kasady didn't have the chance to be a well-adjusted adult because his entire family was already crazy. While Cletus was just a boy, his father got sent to jail for killing his mother.
Which he did because she had tried to kill Cletus.
Which she did because Cletus had tortured and killed her dog Fifi.
Well, go Miss Cassidy. All dog murderers deserve death,
Wow.
even if they're 8. Right, Jack Spaniels? Good boy. Oh, and Cletus murdered his grandma too, because...
Of course.
He didn't stop there and wound up burning down his own orphanage. Years later, he was finally arrested and convicted for 11 murders.
You mean the 11 murders they knew about?
But while in prison, Cletus found that he wasn't alone. In fact, his cellmate just so happened to be Eddie Brock.
Who you may know is that creepy guy covered in black ink called Venom.
That ink is actually a symbiotic alien known as a Clintar. This symbiote bonded with Eddie, transforming him into a powerful and violent rival for the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
But what Eddie didn't
Gonna watch
know
that movie
was
like a boss.
It was pregnant.
Ah!
Oh,
What?
time to go out for cigarettes, Eddie.
Well,
No.
symbiotes actually reproduce asexually. When Eddie became Venom once again, the symbiote sort of oozed out its spawn and left it there.
Just like me and my dad. Well,
Oh, no.
This new symbiote immediately attached itself to Cletus. But unlike the Venom one, it merged through a cut on his skin, creating this suit made out of blood.
Nice.
Ew. That doesn't seem sanitary.
That design is really
And
dope.
together, they became Carnage.
A fitting name for a psycho mass murderer. Cletus and his new symbiote quickly got up to what they knew best, creating maximum carnage. Remember that game? It was great.
And with his new superpowers, he was a vicious force to be reckoned with. He has the same superhuman strength, speed, and durability as Venom, and supposedly even greater, like a Venom 2.0.
He can shapeshift to make all sorts of killer weapons, like axes, swords.
Kind of
and
like in the
spikes.
Venom
He
trailer,
can
but
even rip those
I
weapons
know
off
that's not
himself or
Carnage in
launch
the
them at his
trailer. I
victims.
know it.
Have you ever tried
It's
ripping
someone
your
else.
fingers off and throwing them at people? Because that's just kind of what Carnage does.
The
Batman!
symbiote can also reach out with dozens of chaotic, blood-soaked tendrils, perfect for strangling the people he doesn't want to see anymore. With a single touch, Carnage can infect a person with a portion of his symbiote, controlling or torturing them at his leisure. He has unbelievable regeneration, and even if somebody finds a way to disable his suit, the Carnage symbiote lives inside his bloodstream and can come back out through something as meager as a paper cut.
Also, the symbiote literally sees everything around it.
Ooh.
It's kind of like wearing a suit made of eyeballs.
But let's say you're able to dodge his projectiles, outrun the tendrils, and get out of sight from the eyeball suit. You're still not safe. He will catch you, because he can sprout wings and fly.
Nice.
Since when?
Since realizing that shapeshifting is a really, really useful ability.
So he's able to fly, he's
No
totally
doubt.
aware of everything around him,
Oh.
and he's full of blood? This
That is
guy's
so
like
PG.
a giant mosquito of death.
Sure. Carnage has said he's at least 10 times faster than the average man. But that's pretty modest, because Venom has shown he can move fast enough to catch up to a bullet after it's fired. And Carnage is frequently shown to be as fast or even faster than him. This puts Carnage over 1,500 miles per hour, over twice the speed of sound.
He's lifted a 50-ton tank, and he can overpower Spider-Man, whose best supported strength feat was lifting that giant machine thing that weighed as much as a 1965 locomotive.
Which would put it around 130 tons.
And you know those weird tendril things crawling around his body? When he wanted to find a missing journalist in New York, he climbed to the top of
Wow.
the Empire State Building and just stretched them all out over the city.
He found her by
That is
this
awesome.
coastline, and this building nearby looks a lot like the consolidated Edison plant between 14th and 15th Street. That's about 2 miles away.
And as a thank you for saving her, she shot Carnage in the head. Well, fine. Save your own ass next time, lady.
Don't do that.
Fine. Carnage's durability doesn't come from a sturdy build. Instead, his form is
Shoot the
malleable
monster that
and somewhat
saved you.
fluid.
You're gonna get screwed.
Technically, his human body still exists somewhere in that mass of blood, flesh, and
Somewhere.
writhing tentacles. But even when he's hit by a train, struck by missiles, or blasted apart by a tritium bomb, he can always just pull himself back together.
So long as there's a piece of him still around. Given the size of that blast, it looks like
Yeah, kinda
Carnage
like
survived a
Deadpool.
blast worth 125 tons of TNT.
Very impressive. Also, he once smothered and survived a gene bomb designed to wipe out all of humanity except mutants.
He's even survived being ripped in half and thrown into space. Seriously, what kills this guy?
Well, he does share the same weaknesses as other symbiotes, namely
Hey, Deadpool.
extremely loud noises and heat.
Well, until he traded the sound one for a weakness against some Cthulhu-looking magic.
Carnage has been through a lot, but with two minds as one, he always gets back up to keep doing what he
Oh,
loves.
that image is beautiful.
Murder, murder, and, you know, more murder.
Carnage is
Okay, now get my girl, get my girl, get my girl.
There are some mysteries the world holds which no one is meant to know. Every day, something, somewhere, comes ever closer to destroying everything you hold dear. One such secret is the Dicloni.
No big deal. They're just a race of crazy people who want to infect human beings to make more Dicloni and then wipe out all of humanity. Oh,
Nice.
look at the cute little horns. They look like kitty ears.
To accomplish this, the Dicloni would have to rely on their queen, Carnage, better known as Lucy.
Luckily for everyone,
Or
some
you.
important people figured this out and captured her. And now it's time for your only warning.
Right, Lucy's methods, let's just say they're not for the faint of heart.
And
Nope.
let's also say that those lucky important people were about to get very, very unlucky.
Yeah, I'm gonna put a warning like, hey, there's a lot of blood, so. Nice.
Jesus Christ, what's happening?
To truly understand, let's take a step back. As an infant, Lucy was abandoned by her parents and left alone to suffer a life of constant discrimination.
It was the horns, wasn't it?
Right, even the average kid hates growing up in an orphanage, but it was especially painful for her.
Until she found a stray puppy and decided to take care of it. That adorable little critter and her became best friends. And then the other kids from
Those
the orphanage
assholes.
went out and beat it to death and forced her to watch.
That scene was horrible in the manga.
Well, no shit she wants to kill everyone. Go ahead, Lucy. Tear up those little bastards.
Yes! Yes!
This was the first time Lucy unleashed her psychokinetic vectors. As a Diclonius queen, Lucy is meant to use these vectors to infect ordinary human beings with the Diclonius virus.
Oh, but she uses them for so much more.
For simplicity's sake, think of the vectors as invisible arms which can sprout from Lucy's back.
Lucy can use up to 28 vectors with a normal range.
I think
of
it's about
6
3
to 7
meters, if I'm
feet.
not mistaken.
When she gets really serious, her horns grow and the vectors get way longer.
Way
and
longer.
Stronger.
She can vibrate her vectors at different frequencies, and each level of vibration has different effects.
Kinda like that thing that my ex-wife had on the nightstand that I thought was one of those crazy pens.
At low frequencies, her vectors can pass through objects with no effect. At a medium frequency, the vectors become solid, like extendable hands, while still completely invisible. These can be used as shields and lift heavy objects.
Oh man, if I had those things, I'd be messing with people all the time. Like tying their shoes from across the room.
What's with that
Also,
pose? Like,
since
what?
This seems to be a thing in this episode, she can fly.
It's not really flying, she's just lifting herself off the ground. With the third frequency, Lucy turns her vectors into invisible blades. These
Oh,
can
the
cut through
train
people
sequence,
and bend metal.
no!
And with the last and highest frequency, Lucy gets explosive. No, really, at this level, they finally become visible and can strike with enough force to detonate. Damn, they don't call this chick the queen for nothing.
Unfortunately, Lucy is not always in control of what she does.
Yep.
Turns out she has developed several alternate personalities.
Yeah, getting shot in the head can do that to you.
That injury specifically created New, a passive, almost childlike persona which exists as a coping mechanism for Lucy's trauma. As New, Lucy would finally find friends, and began forging a path toward hopeless redemption.
Unlike her third personality, the
The
so-called
bitch.
DNA voice, which constantly whispers in her ear that she's got a job to do. Kill them all, Lucy, before they hurt more puppies.
Basically, that's what happens.
DNA.
She could do it too. Lucy's fast enough to block bullets from a point-blank range. And once, she actually saved herself from a bullet after she had already been shot. As in, while the bullet was traveling between her skin and her heart.
It looks like she's getting shot by an MP5, which fires bullets at nearly 900 miles per hour.
With her body type, the distance between Lucy's skin and heart is less than an inch, probably around 2.4 centimeters. Given the bullet speed and the distance her vector would have to reach from her back before the bullet hit her heart, her vector had to move nearly 1,900 miles per hour. That's over
Nice.
twice the speed of sound.
She can throw a pen through a guy's skull. Brutal. And even tossed this giant boulder.
When compared to this guy, Bando, whom we know is 6 feet tall, we can determine the boulder weighs about 75 tons. Her vectors are also tough enough to block a missile from the Air Force. While the exact model of missile is unspecified, it is fairly large and likely an air-to-surface type.
I bet it's one of the Air Force's SLAMs, or standoff land attack missile, built off the back of the Navy's Harpoon missile. In fact, a harpoon is used against a different Diclonius at one point. So this piece
Marico.
slammed into her vector at 500 miles per hour with a 1,000-pound explosive yield, and it didn't even phase her. Even without a vector shield, she survived a pretty nasty explosion herself, though it did knock her out.
Impressive, but how about the time she punched through an island? A
Yeah,
strike literally compared
that
to
was
nuclear
amazing.
fusion. This kicked up a 100-foot tidal wave and a 9.2
30 meters!
magnitude
Oh,
earthquake.
I knew that number
A
3 was
level
there.
so high, there's only been 4 comparable quakes ever recorded.
Her vectors can be as wide as buildings and reach into outer space, except that's about
Oh yeah,
when
that's
Lucy
from the
reaches
ending of the manga.
Right, as a Diclonius, Lucy has a few severe weaknesses. Her vectors can be nullified if she's struck in the forehead, or if one of her horns are broken.
Also, if Lucy pushes herself too hard, she starts to melt. Kinda like ice cream out in the Texas sun. It's not pretty.
Yeah.
Just a big puddle of goop.
Yeah, that's from the ending.
But she's still a total badass, even at her meltiest.
While suffering agonizing pain,
no.
she was capable of single-handedly halting a massive military threat, while healing and protecting the person she loved most. Perhaps redemption wasn't so hopeless after all.
He married his cousin, if I remember correctly. Oh yeah, she gets prosthetics. The other Daikoni. Oh yeah. Okay, I get his stuff. Oh, it's. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know who to choose. I want to say Carnage, since he's basically an alien. He doesn't normally get like knocked out like they mentioned with Lucy. Oh God. I want my girl to win. I want my girl to win. Because hey, she's my girl. She's awesome, but she has her limits compared to Carnage. Carnage also has like limitations, but hey, this is a death battle. She's not gonna know that information. Oh boy, this is a hard one. It's gonna be a bloodbath. We all know this. And also, Carnage and the guy he is fused with, you know, the one he has a bond with, like kind of like Eddie Brock with Venom. They rarely disagree. So. Match made in heaven. While Lucy, or Kaede, she has New and also the voice, so she can switch back and forth between Lucy and New without any control. Like, there's no control, and sorry for the sirens. Okay, looks like it passed. Okay. Okay, this is gonna be another rare sight. I'm not gonna give a vote. I wanna see who wins. I'm not gonna give a vote. I want Lucy to win, but I know it's gonna be Carnage, but let's see what happens, okay? So, on with the death battle.
All right, the combatants are set. Let's end this debate once and for all.
But first,
You'd be crazy not to get in on this deal.
but first, it's time for a death battle! Woo! Come on, I wanna see my girl. Come on. Hello, Lucy. Oh, she's near the train station. No. Oh, it's New. Okay. Switch to Lucy. You can do it. Oh, the poor girl. Save her. Save her. Protect her. You're in hot shit. Fight. Oh, come on. Yes. Woohoo. Lucy. That is not gonna be enough. Hello. With just one little piece, he gets back. Wait a minute, so we switched from animated to pixels, okay. Oh, nice defenses, Lucy. Nice! Come on! Oh. No! Oh, come on, you can do it, girl. Awesome! Oh, come on. Oh, this is gonna be a close one, isn't it? Don't hide, you coward. Don't switch to New. Don't switch to New. Oh. Okay. Stay safe, girl. Stay safe. No. Come on. I'm worried about you, Lucy. Oh, not the horn, not the horn, not the horn, not the horn. Oh, thank God. Okay. Not the horns. Oh, that is freaky. Come on, come on. He's safe. Oh, this is gonna be Carnage's win, isn't it? Wait, what? Wait a minute, what? Oh, her horse corn. Please tell me she's gonna win.
Put you out of your misery.
Yeah. He's gonna die? He's gonna die? Oh, there's the earth-shattering kaboom. Oh, please tell me he's dead. He's not dead. He's not dead yet. Okay.
First those kids at the orphanage, then Cletus. Lucy really hates dog killers.
She's
And for good
alive.
reason.
Carnage was a challenging opponent.
She's
It was
alive.
incredibly difficult for Lucy to deal any
Yes.
lasting damage against him.
He had the durability advantage in the bag, though Lucy fighting as a puddle proved she could take a lot of pain and keep on fighting. Sadly, Carnage came up short in pretty much everything else.
Right, Carnage was tough, but not invincible. Even his surviving that gene bomb isn't quite as impressive as it sounds. Since he had no other feats to even remotely back up planetary level durability, and the bomb was more akin to a biological weapon anyway. While Carnage's tendrils could pass speeds of Mach 2, Lucy's vectors once reached into outer space. By
Yeah.
timing her accompanying monologue and comparing the longest vector's length to the curvature of the Earth,
Yeah,
it's clear she reached
bitch.
over 2,400 miles in 20 seconds max.
Way longer than Carnage's 2-mile feet.
All this means her vectors were moving at least 440,000 miles per hour.
I'm
more
happy.
than 500 times the speed
I
of
am so
sound, and
happy.
250 times faster than Carnage.
Good luck getting past that. And this was really the biggest hurdle. With Lucy's redonkulous speed and Carnage's healing
Redonkulous,
powers,
yes.
it all boiled down to one thing. Who could hit the killing blow first? I mean, Carnage could respawn from scraps, so the only way to beat him for good was to totally vaporize him.
And Lucy had the perfect answer to that. Remember that time she hit an island so hard she caused a 9.2 magnitude earthquake and a 100-foot tall tidal wave?
Yep.
Such a feat would require an enormous amount of explosive energy, approximately 31,000 tons of TNT, similar to the bomb that hit Hiroshima.
It's literally compared to nuclear fusion in the Elfen Lied manga.
Elfenlied, it's
Lied.
German.
The point is, in order to beat Carnage for good, Lucy needed to totally obliterate him, and she could do that.
The heat produced within the initial impact of a nuclear explosion can reach temperatures up to 180,000 degrees Fahrenheit, more than 18 times hotter than the surface of the sun. And to top it off, heat was Carnage's biggest weakness.
Haha, complete
Lucy's
incineration,
explosive
nice.
force was just a fraction of this. It would still have been far too much for him.
She just needed to smack him before he could power through her vectors, which chances were pretty slim for that happening anyway, because there's a bunch of them and they're so damn fast. Hitting
Nice
Carnage
note,
with a big
nice note.
explosion punch was way easier.
Cletus and his symbiote may have had the endurance, but Lucy's space-worthy speed, overwhelming presence, and nuclear strength won the day.
She dealt the carnage needed for a total victory and took the lead. There, I said it right, Wiz. Happy?
The winner is Lucy.
Lucy! Now who's the next guy?
Thanks for watching, and if you
Come on.
like the fight, you can get a first membership and watch our comments.
Come on, come on.
Box over there.
I need to know who is next. Who is next? Who is next? Come on, come on, come on. Okay, next time. Okay, Optimus Prime, okay. Gundam Wing. Well, not Gundam Wing specifically, but it's Gundam. Come on. Optimus versus Gundam. Okay, September 5th. Okay. Okay. I bet it's gonna be pixels, kind of like this one, but hey, we never know. So yeah, I'm glad that my girl won. Like, dude, awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you that Lucy won. I was worried that she would be listening to those voices, and they kind of used New as a little cameo, like, hey, this is gonna be the character, but no, they were fighting Lucy. It would have been interesting if in the death battle they kind of played around with the whole, oh, she got hit in the head or something and she switched to New. Like, that would have been interesting to play with, but I'm kind of glad that they didn't, because hey, that would have been an instant win on Carnage. You know, Carnage would have won, and I'm so happy. Lucy, you won, my girl. Ah, thank God. So next time it's gonna be Optimus versus the Gundam. I wonder how that will turn out. So if you really like what I'm doing right now, please support me on my Patreon. Check on what you can offer. I'm gonna open a Ko-fi soon, just in case. And if you can't support me in that way, consider checking on my commission list for any drawings that you would like, from sketches to full-on drawings with backgrounds and color. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time with Optimus versus the Gundam.